I'd like to welcome back onto the stage in our lovely jumping June evening, which I hope you'll agree has been jumping, Lisa Kelly.
Thank you. I'm digging a dog here. Yeah, that's great. I love that, the playfulness of that. And I'm pleased I've chosen this poem to start off the second set, because hopefully you'll think it's playful. If anybody remembers playing that game, What's the Time, Mr. Wolf? You know, and anyway, I'm sure you do, going back to your childhood. But I've taken this on to sort of get across the idea of temptation. You know, it's summer, it's hot, we're taking our clothes off, and we've got to resist temptation. What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Not 12 o'clock, not yet. That midi l'apéritif moment, nibbles and absinthe sips, the green fairy hovering as we play in the magic wood. But think about the 12 steps. Think about abstinence. Think about what happens when you binge. Too unsteady to dodge the woodcutter's axe, the vet's syringe. A step towards you is a step backwards. Too little distance, too close, too dangerous. Just 2 steps maybe? Could we possibly be 2 for tea? Think, Mr. Wolf. Could you sit at the table with your tail between your legs, cock a delicate claw, as you hold a china cup, sip, never quaff, smoky Latsong Souchong, while I, in time-honoured tradition, cry, oh, what big pause, Mr. Wolf. Time to take stock, stand stock still, and think. Look at the muddy path, look at my off-white skirt hem trailing. Red is so last season. Look at you, Mr. Wolf, or rather smell you. The hot stink of fox has nothing on you. Keep your back turned, hide your dinner plate eyes. Okay, this next poem needs a little bit of explanation, just tell you about where I was in my life. I've written it recently, but it's about a time when I was an out-of-work actress, and you take all manner of jobs, and you're not necessarily doing what you want to do, which is fairly obvious. But I took, one of the jobs I took was as a life model, and it wasn't so much a problem taking my clothes off. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that now. But it was more about actually feeling quite sort of disassociated from what everybody else was doing and their artistic process. And also I was going through boyfriend troubles. My boyfriend at the time was an artist, and it was the Brit art scenes. There were lots of odd things going on in the art world which you'll come across, and I think that's enough of an explanation. Oh yes, one more thing. One of the jobs I did that is in here, I had to model with another guy, and it's very odd to have known, well, I didn't know him, but being with somebody naked and haven't a clue who they are. Life model. I can't look him in the eye because I'm naked, and I can't look down because he's naked. So I look at the circle of people who aren't naked, but are nakedly impatient for me to take my place on the podium, so they can cover their naked canvases with charcoal. My back is skin to skin with his back. There's not a cigarette paper between us. And I curl my legs around myself to look like the statue of the Little Mermaid and create interesting contours, and stare out motionless at the sea of blank faces. And I hope I don't sneeze, and I hope I don't sweat, and I hope I don't secrete, because I'm fish naked. And there's no one to mop me up, and there's no one to dab me down. And this is what it feels like to cease to exist, to be naked and have no one ask, are you okay? To have no one say anything, to have a partner who lies against you naked and doesn't care what you think or feel, who doesn't know you or want to know you. 4 hours later, clothed and £16, cash in hand richer, I leave to meet my artist boyfriend in the gallery, with naked canvases on the walls and guinea pigs like little muffs running around the floor, dodging boots and heels, stopping to nibble carrots and snuggling down on beds of pubic straw. And I think, maybe I'm an artist, or at least a crucial part of the artistic process, like a naked canvas, or a mermaid, or a guinea pig. Maybe I do exist. And maybe one day there will be a picture of me in an attic, which will stay young forever, and I feel so confident I answer the exhibitor's question, what do you do? With, I'm a life model. And he replies, you're a stripper. You strip off for £4 an hour. You're nothing but a strip artist. And my boyfriend, who's in our group, says nothing. His face is a blank canvas. And this is what it feels like to cease to exist. To feel naked and have no one ask, are you okay? To have no one say anything. To have a partner who lies against you naked and doesn't care what you think or feel, who doesn't know you or want to know you. And at that moment, I decide to exist. And I say, you're nothing but a rip-off artist, dressed in the emperor's new clothes. And I don't feel naked. I feel like I'm wearing steel-capped boots and a breastplate and a leather jacket with studs. I feel like I'm wearing the Arc de Triomphe as a knuckle duster and the Statue of Liberty as headgear. And I think, forget trying to look like a statue of the Little Mermaid, and forget not sneezing or sweating or secreting, and forget the blank canvases on the walls and the blank faces, and forget staying young in an attic, and totally forget the guinea pigs. And forget having a partner who lies against you naked and doesn't care what you think or feel, who doesn't know you or want to know you. This life model can model life. So we split up soon after that. I didn't do much more life modelling either. I'm just going to read a poem. It's been 4 years now since my dear, gorgeous, lovely mum died, and I just want to read a little poem because I drive past her flat quite often, and obviously new people have moved in, new lives going on, but I think there must be so many homes where, you know, they still hang on to the memories of what went on before. For sale. This house has no history, nothing to sweep away, no broom. The walls are white, floors washed, no one died in the living room, lying on a lone hospital bed, attached to a morphine drip. There was no swab with a pink-tipped sponge to wipe on cracked lips. There were no chairs pulled untidily around, no wine in glass, no sentimental music played, just in case hearing is the last sense to leave. No doctor called to confirm death at, I forget. Nobody left this house in a bag. That never happened. And the hands on that body in that bag never took out groceries from a shopping bag. Glad to be home after the crowds. Glad to peel potatoes, scrub carrots, baste meat for a family meal. They never opened the door, welcomed in, covered a cough, washed grandchildren, washed up, wiped down, waved off. No, this house has no history. No husband nursed by his wife, both gone. It has blank walls on which you can write your life. It has no furniture left, no squashy sofa, scratched dining table, children's framed scribbles to clutter your view of its potential. It has no curtains because it has nothing to hide. The estate agent said, this house will go easily. He lied. And my mum was Danish, and so obviously I'm half Danish, and I can't speak the language, but I'm interested in Nordic things. So I went along to the British Museum when they had the recent exhibition there, and it's quite interesting to see sort of Vikings portrayed in a different way, sort of, you know, traders not invaders and lovers not fighters, so this came out of that. a Viking conquest. Seawater flows in my veins. I navigate the ripples of a dragon's scales, douse the fires of a Saracen horde, to bring you tributaries of silver and gold. But my landlocked lady, my landlocked love, the roof of my house is an upturned boat. The toys of our young are toys that float. Silver dirhams like the light on the sea I will fashion in a talk to grace your neck, and we will kiss as the oars kiss the waves, and my love is as sure as the body of the grave. But my landlocked lady, my landlocked love, my victory is the skein of geese in flight, my history is the stealth of a boat by night. No monastery holds greater treasure than you, no adventure holds greater pleasure than you, no scald can hold the measure of you, but my landlocked lady, my landlocked love. And I'd just like to thank Patrick very much for inviting me here tonight, and thank you for listening. I'm just going to finish this set with, again, about my inability to speak any language particularly well, but Danish, I've been trying to learn it, it's absolutely impossible. But one word interested me, I can't even pronounce that as you'll hear, but it's the word or. It's a letter, like a circle with diagonal line going through, and it means island. So this is or. Danish for island, a new word, new world to explore. My tongue tastes the sound of or, touches its shores, its limits. My mouth has a Caliban look, monsterish in expressiveness, and more ridiculously round than or. Surrounded by a sea of white, or is what it means, but I can't possess even this small word. The axis cutting northeast to southwest makes or a no entry sign. I dream of or, wishing it in my blood as the English sound that comes so easily it is thoughtless. Or floats like those white blood cells that gave my mother and her tongue life. Or floats like those white blood cells that gave my mother and her tongue death. I will navigate or. The line going through is a river perhaps, and will lead to fresh water. Thank you very much.
Well, Lisa may not speak Danish fluently, but she speaks the language of poetry beautifully, so thank you, Lisa. A couple of things to say before we wind up. We'd like your email addresses if you'd like to keep in touch. There are still a few books for sale. We're back here in the Poetry Cafe on the 19th of September, but we're doing a festival, a summer festival in Merton Abbey Mills on the 2nd of August with Project Adorno, Sue Johns, Ardella Jones, P.R. Murray, Francis Wright and me. I'm Patrick Cunane. So if you want to pick up the leaflet you've got there, or just go onto our website, all the details will be on there. But you must book for that because the real tickets are on sale. But anyway, we've had our Jumping June evening, and I think something magical has happened here tonight.